Babu sir, and co-convener of this program, K. Mallikarjun Rao sir, and myself, coordinator of this program. And now I request today's resource person, Dr. A. Satish Kumar, who is an assistant professor of commerce, SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. Sir has did his PhD in Commerce and Business Management from Kakatiya University, Warangal. He has published articles in national and international journals. He has attended and conducted 200 plus FDPs, seminars and workshops. And he is known for financial management, SCPM, security analysis and portfolio management, financial derivatives, capital market, subjects teaching. And today's session will be dealing on business organization. Sir, over to you, sir. Satish, sir.
Thank you, madam, for a couple of good words and introducing me to the audience. Most respected Principal Garu, Government City College, Hyderabad. My colleague friends, Dr. Mallikarjun sir, Dr. Jansi madam, Gajendra Babu sir, and other colleagues in the department. Very lovable students. Very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to start and even complete a topic on business organization and management, part of your MCOM entrance syllabus. So the session will go through like this. I will be covering the syllabus using the PowerPoint presentation. And the second stage of the coverage of the syllabus is I have prepared 125 multiple choice questions. After listening to the class, I will be sharing these links which you can evaluate yourself through online mode. Okay, link will be shared. Otherwise, I will be sharing with Madam and Mallikarjun sir. In turn, they will be posting those links in your WhatsApp group so that you can verify yourself or you can assess yourself where you stand as far as this particular business organization and management concerned. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any query, please you can unmute and raise your doubt while during my presentation. Just within a second, we'll start. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much. As the syllabus contains two components in the business organization and management, I will be starting the first part initially called business organization. Okay. In the business organization, before we start the business organization, understand the activities that are taking place in our life. Generally, we see human activities and economic activities. Okay. The human activities are not related to business, but economic activities are related to business. But understand what are the business activities or the economic activities. We can see three different types of economic activities. Okay, one is business, second one is profession, third one is employment. But before we go and see these three, understand economic activity involves transaction with money or monetary transactions. Non-economic activity doesn't involve any monetary transaction. That is the difference. So in the economic activities, you have three types of activities. One is business, which includes either production or exchange of goods and services, or transactions associated with the production or exchange of goods and services. Those activities are called business activities. Second one is profession. Profession is providing personal service on the basis of charging some fee. Okay, you can understand easily like chartered accountant. As you are a commerce student, as we are into commerce stream, CA, chartered accountant, used to audit the books of accounts by charging certain fee for the services offered by him. Similarly, you can take another example in general like doctors. That is also a profession. Then third one is employment, performing service as per the agreement of employment for getting salary. Like what I am doing today is this. So I have an agreement with government of Telangana and I am giving service of teaching for which I am getting some salary. So you can carefully you yourself can observe either in the business, profession or employment everywhere monetary transaction is happening. So these are all called economic activities. Now let us go and see the concept of business. There are several definitions, but I will be covering only one, keeping in mind the time constraint. An institution organized to provide goods and services to the society under the incentive of private gain. A very beautiful definition given by Wheeler. So what he is saying, any institution or any organization which provides goods and services to the society and under the concept of earning money, some gain. Okay, that is a definition, and other definitions also given. Now, characteristics of business, we are not going to discuss in detail, just let me touch upon and leave. Every business must have some economic activity, and in economic activity, it may be production or procurement of goods, sale or exchange of goods, and every business must have regular activity. If you are doing any economic transaction, economic activity irregularly, that is seldom if you are involved in some business activity, it is not a business. Like example, the other day, about 3 days back, I was selling my old two-wheeler using one of the apps. Okay, then it was sold within a day, and I received money. But still, I cannot recognize or I cannot consider this as a business because selling of two-wheeler is not my regular activity. Okay, if I am involved in certain sales or purchases or procurement of raw material or offering some service, even though I am charging, it is not considered as a business activity because business activity basic characteristic is regular activity. Similarly, profit earning is one of the aspect. Uncertainty in returns, that is what risk component comes into picture, and creation of utility. Okay, these are the basic characteristics of business. Now let us focus on the important aspect as per the syllabus called objectives of business. There are three objectives: economic objective, social objective, human or individual objectives. These are the three types of objectives every business will have. Let us see what are the economic objectives. Actually, out of three, this is very important from the point of view of examination, MCOM entrance examination, as well as understanding the business also. So, what are the objectives of economic in nature? So, profit earning, survival means continuity and growth, production of quality goods, creating markets, technological improvements, innovation, and optimum utilization of resources. These eight objectives are considered as most important economic objectives of any business. So, we don't need any detailed discussion on this, but if a question given, find out which of the following is not a economic activity of business, or which of the following is not a economic objectives of business. If the question is like that, so based on these 8 points, you can identify which one is economic objective and which one is not a economic objective. Similarly, you have social objectives like production of goods, supply, cooperation with government, generation of more employment, and avoiding environment pollution, community services. We call it as CSR, corporate social responsibility. And human objectives also there: welfare of employees, satisfaction of consumers, satisfaction of shareholders, helpful to government. But you need not focus on B and C, that is social and human activities. You have to understand well and be good at understanding these, or keeping in mind these 8 points of economic objectives. You can expect a question on this. And this is there in the syllabus. Components of business activities, or classification of business activities. So entire business activities, you can see three types of, better let me say it as two activities. One is industry, other one is the commerce. So we are going to discuss in detail about these two. So again, commerce is again divided into two parts: trade and aids to trade. Means the combination of trade and aids to trade is equal to commerce, and commerce plus industry is equal to business. There was a question in the 2020 MCOM entrance question. What is commerce? Question was there, and alternatives are given like A, trade; B, aids to trade; C, A and B; D option is given as industry. So the answer will be C, because commerce is equal to trade and aids to trade. Now let us discuss in detail what is industry, what is commerce and all. Okay. Industry is related to manufacturing. Here I have mentioned one sentence: an activity which converts raw material into useful products is called industry. An activity which converts raw material into useful products. Like we cannot discuss much, but I will give you one example. Like converting the raw material like limestone and mixing with some other materials, chemicals, and getting the finished product like cement. So one raw material is used, some other components also used, and getting a finished product like useful finished product like cement. So when we call it as cement industry. Okay. So in industry also you will find three types of industries: primary industries, secondary industries, and tertiary industries. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Three types of industries you will find. Let us see what are those. Primary industry. Some explanation also mentioned by me. Connected with extraction, production, processing of natural resources, and reproduction of living species. When a business is concerned with this type of activity, that is extraction or production of goods, processing of natural resources, and reproduction of living species. When businesses are related to this, it is called as primary industry. Okay. So based on the nature of this particular primary nature, okay, industries are again classified into several types. Very first one is called genetic industry, related to reproduction of living species. Okay. So where cattle breeding, fish hatcheries, what you call hen hatchering, all these will come into genetic industry, where the production is multiplied. Okay. Similarly, extractive industries, like extracting the resources or extracting the minerals or extracting the from the natural resources, like gold mines, coal mines, forestry, etc. All mining operations will come under extract industry. So you can expect a question like this. Example, cattle breeding comes under which industry? Okay. A, genetic industry; B, extractive industry, and some other combinations may be given. So genetic is related to living species, extractivity is related to natural resources. Forest is a natural resource, any mine is a natural resource. So extractive is related to natural resource. Genetic industry related to all living species. The best examples are animals and all these. Second one is secondary industries, where processing will take place. So some process will take place, means between raw material and finished product, some process will take place, like manufacturing. Okay, these are called secondary industries. And Students, some of you have unmuted. Please mute yourself. So secondary industries related to manufacturing. Between raw material and finished goods, some process will take place, which we call it as production, which we call it as processing. Okay. Again, these two are divided into two parts called manufacturing industries and construction industries. So examples of our classification of manufacturing industries: consumer industries, industrial goods industries, analytical industries, processing industries, synthetic industries, and assembly industries. Okay, it is not possible to discuss all these, but these are all the different types of industries which comes under manufacturing. Similarly, construction, construction, erection, and fabrication. Okay, the electrical towers that you see nearby the production and when we side by the roads will come under erection and fabrication. Construction, construction of roads, construction of buildings, construction of bridges, all these will come under construction. These type of industries are called secondary industries. And third one is called service industry or tertiary industry. Okay. Actually, as a student of commerce, we focus much on this. Okay. The tertiary sector is closely associated with the commerce. But when you talk about the business management, apart from this tertiary sector, you are also focusing on the primary and secondary industries also. So in the entire commerce subject, we focus much on this tertiary subject. So activities which smoothens the flow of goods and services from products to consumers are called tertiary sector. Example, goods already manufactured either in the primary sector or say in the secondary sector. That goods should be carried forward or transported from one place to the other place. So to transfer the goods from one place to the other place, this tertiary sector is very much helpful. Okay. So while transferring the goods from one place to the other place, you have to make use of the tertiary industries like transport. Transport is useful. Banking, that is to collect the money from the buyer, even to transact between the buyer and seller. And insurance is required for the goods when they are in transport, when the goods are in the godown. Similarly, warehouse, that itself is godowns. And advertisement. These are all the tertiary services supporting system to the business activities. Now we are coming to the second part called commerce. What is commerce? Commerce is combination of two parts called trade and aids to trade. Again, a further question may come into your mind. What is trade? Trade is buying and selling. Any trading activity means simple thing, buying and selling. And supporting system of buying and selling itself is aids to trade. So the combination of trade and aids to trade is called commerce. And commerce and business is commerce and industry together is called business. Okay, some definition are also there. Now different types of trades we see. Trading is what? Buying and selling. Again in buying and selling we see different types of trades. One is internal trade. We call it as domestic trade. Internal trade or domestic trade, in which we have two types of trades: wholesale trade and retail trade. Similarly, we have external trade, okay, in which again three types of trading we used to see. All these are the basics that you might have learned in the first semester or in the intermediate level, but as part of the syllabus we are discussing. External trade includes import, that is buying goods from other countries; export, selling goods from our country to the other countries; entry port. Entry port is a combination of import and export, that is buying goods from other country with an intention to resell to the other countries. Example, I am a businessman buying goods from Japan. Okay, received the goods from Japan, that is importing is completed. Again repacked or and sold to another country like Korea. Okay, so the entire transaction having linked with three countries: Japan, India, and India to Korea. So this type of transaction is called entry port. So import, export, and entry port. Three types of external trades are there. External trade means trading with countries outside our nation. Okay. And internal trade means trading within the country. Within the country, wholesale trade and retail trade. I need not explain much about the wholesale and retail, which you know. And commerce includes, we said, two parts. One is trade, other one is aids to trade. So now trade you understand with the examples that I was giving. Now let us come to the second part, aids to trade. Aids to trade includes five types of services or five types of supporting systems that helps or that strengthens the trading.
మీరు నాకు కావాల్సిన డబ్బులు అరేంజ్ చేయండి ఇది నేను పంపిస్తాను
Please unmute yourself.
Please mute, ma'am. ఉత్తరం సీతమహాలక్ష్మికి చేరినంత వరకు మీ తాతగారి ఆస్తిలో ఒక్క రూపాయి కూడా
Yeah, thank you. Please unmute. Please mute yourself. Students, please mute yourself. Now, aids to trade includes five supporting systems called transport and communication, banking and finance, warehousing, advertising, and insurance. I was explaining these similar types of industries in the tertiary sector. I said there also. All the tertiary sector businesses, all tertiary sector industries are part of commerce. Okay. Now we have second next element in the syllabus is functions of business. We have different types of functions for any business activity. Very first one is production function, which includes various components. Second one is marketing function, where market research, packing, branding, pricing, distribution, promotion, all these will happen. Okay. Similarly, finance function, procurement of finance. అంటే మనకు డబ్బు ఎంత కావాలి తెచ్చుకునే విధానము. And after getting the capital, again structurizing it, again utilizing it. Okay, utilization of funds, all these will come into finance function. Similarly, human resource function, that is commencement of business is one aspect, and managing that effectively or continuing that effectively is another part. To continue effectively, you need the support or you need the human resources support. So how much human resources you require, how to recruit them, how to select them, what type of training you need to give them, and how to develop the human resources, what type of pay package you have to give, and appraisal, how to perform, how to measure their performance. All these will come under human resources. Then you similarly have accounting function. Better I speak very less about this because you know recording, classifying, and all this. And research and development is one of the important functions that a large business used to have, and public relation is another function. These are all the important functions of business. Social responsibility is not there. Now we'll go to another important aspect of the syllabus called forms of business organization. We used to see three types of business organizations based on the ownership. Okay. So let us see what are they. Very first one is private enterprises, means private businesses. What will come under this category? Sole proprietorship, partnership, Hindu undivided family, cooperative societies, joint stock companies. All these will come under private enterprises. And second one is public enterprises, means government owned enterprises, whether state government owned or central government owned, but it is a public enterprise, like departmental level industries, organization level, public corporations like life insurance corporation, NTPC. Okay. Similarly, government companies, all these will come under public enterprises, where investment is made by government, either government of India or respective state governments. And third one is combination of the above two, that is private combination and public sector combination, called joint sector enterprises. So the investment will be like this: government 26%, private enterprises 25%, and public investment means people like you and me can invest 49%. It is called joint sector. So these type of forms of business organizations you will find in the entire India. Now, learning each and every one, you need to learn three important forms of organizations. All of them are part of private enterprises called sole proprietorship, partnership, and third one is joint stock companies. I'll speak very less on sole proprietorship because you are very familiar with this. It's a old form of organization where the owner is only one. He is the risk bearer. Okay. Then characteristics are like this. Okay. Sole proprietors advantage and disadvantage. For my classroom purpose, I have prepared even the advantages and the disadvantages. We need not go through that. Let me focus on this. You can expect a question, at least one or two questions from this, either partnership or companies. So this comes into existence where two or more individuals come together to do or to engage in a business activity. It's called partnership. So what are the characteristics? Association of two or more persons. Partnership business, very first characteristic is you need minimum two people who should come together to engage in the business activity. Second one is contractual relation. And the intention of coming together is earning profits. And the existence of business, implied authority, unlimited liability. This is a very, very important aspect which you need to understand. Unlimited liability uh, related to your capital as well as liabilities issue. Example, there are two partners like A and B. A and B, each of them, but are invested 50,000 in the business called partnership business. So how much they are investing? 50,000, 50,000. If the partnership business is into losses because of poor market conditions, because of their poor management, etc., if that is into losses, and the business became bankrupt, please mute yourself. If the liabilities, if that is into losses and the liabilities are increasing, the liabilities are to be matched with are paid with the help of the assets that you possess. So by selling the asset, how much you will get? You will get less because as you are into losses, you are getting some loans. So you are getting money from your loans, and all of them are to be repaid. So at that time, your personal assets will be attached. That is the reason we call it as unlimited liability. Means liability is not restricted or not confined to the amount invested by you in the business. Liability is confined, extended to your personal assets also. And principal and agent relationship between the partner and the customer, and utmost good faith, restriction on trade of shares, because this is one of the important aspects. You cannot transfer your share of business to other person without the consent of the existing partners. Partners and partnerships are one. Means there will not be any deviation because of the aspect of unlimited liability and capital contribution. These are all what basic characteristics of business. Students, I'm going through, rushing through because only important points I'm discussing in detail. If you have any doubt on any of these aspects, you can share. I will at the end. I will share my mail ID. You can post questions. Then kinds of partners. Compulsory, you can expect a question on this. No doubt. Out of 10 marks on business organization management, you will find one question on kinds of partners. Every time it is happening. So different types of partners you will see in the partnership business, like active partner, sleeping or dormant partner, nominal partner, partner in profits, partner by Estoppel. He is also called as partner holding out, secret partner, sub partner, manner as a partner. Active partner, a person who invests and actively involves in the day-to-day partnership business. Sleeping partner, a person who invests but are not involved in the day-to-day activities of the business. Nominal partner, who himself claims that he is a partner though he is not. Who himself claims that he is a partner, though he is not. He is called nominal partner and he is not liable for the any liabilities of the organization. Partners in profits. Partners invest in the business, but they will take only profits, not the, they are not, ready to take up the losses. At the time of joining with the partnership itself, they will come and with the terms and conditions. The next one is partner by estoppel. This is exactly the other phase of the nominal partner. In nominal partner, the partner himself claiming that he is a partner, though he is not. And in the partner by estoppel, that is holding out, the one of the partners or all the partners exhibiting somebody or introducing somebody as partner, though he is not. And and the person also accepting in front of others. But the difference is not only the claiming of partnership either by self or by the existing partners. The other difference is in the nominal partner, he is not liable for the liabilities, but in the partner by estoppel, he is liable, personally liable for the liabilities. And secret partner who invests but who is not interested to, exhibit his partnership in front of others. And sub partner, you can understand minor as a partner related to age matter. So these are all the different types of kinds of partners or types of partners. And better not to discuss about the advantage and disadvantage, theoretical nature. Partnership deed, it is an agreement between the two partners. If there are only two partners, the same agreement is also called as partnership deed. Partnership deed contains all the terms and conditions of the partnership. Like I have mentioned, all the important, most repeated conditions are contents of the partnership deed: name of the firm, address of the firm, nature of business, capital contribution, drawing, withdrawals, interest rates, discounts, etc., goodwill evaluation, all those things. Then limited liability partnership is not there. Hindu undivided family also not there. But clearly not mentioned whether it is there or not. But I would like to focus on this particular point and leave about Hindu undivided family. In Hindu undivided family, most repeatedly in the competitive exams, we are seeing this type of area, like Dayabaga nature of HUF and Mitakshara HUF. The Dayabaga HUF exists in three states in India: West Bengal, Odisha, and Assam. What is Dayabaga nature? Both male and female members of the family having equal rights on that particular business. Means there is no difference between male and female members of the HUF, Hindu undivided family business, which we call it as Dayabaga, existing in West Bengal, Odisha, and Assam. You can expect a question on this. And Mitakshara HUF in remaining parts of the India, it is existing. And the difference is only male members are having rights on the business of HUF. But this is also amended after 2005. After the amendment, for Mitakshara also, female also having equal right. So there are several points involved in this Hindu undivided family, Dayabaga HUF and Mitakshara families. So note down this, keep it as very, very important. If a question is asked on HUF, you can expect a question on Dayabaga and Mitakshara. That is, in which states it is there and which people, which type of family members having rights, etc. And in which year the Mitakshara HUF is what you call amended. That is in 2005. You can expect questions on this. Cooperative societies, it is not there. Now let me touch the next part, very important part. No doubt you can expect at least two questions on this. Companies, joint stock companies. Yeah. Definition, some definition is there. We are not going to deal with the definition at this stage. So what are the important features of which at least you can expect a question? Giant Hind, sorry, the companies, giant stock companies, features are important features are artificial person. Why it is called as artificial person? Means once it is registered as a company with Companies Act existing in India, the company will have its own name, number, registration number, and seal. All these three together creates identity to the company. So whenever it's having identity, it is called an artificial person. Means as an individual or as a company, other company, you can fight with that company or you can transact with that company. You can communicate with that company. It treating it as a individual, artificial person. Formation, there is a procedure for this. Special legal entity, just I was saying. Liability, this is a very important aspect. In partnership and sole trading, the liability is unlimited. But in the case of companies, liability is limited. Keep this point in mind. Note down otherwise. In companies, liability is limited. In partnership and sole trading, company liability is unlimited. What is liability? Limited liability means you are liable as a shareholder of the company. You are liable to the extent of amount invested by you. Example, all of us, about 100 of us are investing in a company. Each one of us invested 10,000 rupees each. If the company is into liquidation position, company is into huge losses, company liquidate చేస్తున్నారు. అప్పుడు how much we are liable? We are liable to the extent of amount invested by us. How much amount invested by us? 10,000 only. So your personal property or your other bank balances or your other assets are not attached to the company. You are liable to the extent of amount invested by you. That is in our example 10,000 rupees only. Liability is limited. Similarly, control. Control is not under the control is not made by the shareholders. Controlling part of the business is given to a professional management. In the case of sole trading and partnership, controlling and ownership is not separated. Owner itself is controlling the business. In the case of companies, controlling, that is management part of the business, is given to professional managers, to whom we call them as chief executive officer or managing director or some other name like director, general manager, etc. A professional manager or group of professionals will be handling the business. Risk bearing, common shield that I was mentioning earlier, transferability of share. This is another important feature. In partnership, you cannot transfer your share to others unless you take the consent of the other partner. But in the case of companies, transferability of shares can be done at any point of time without taking the consent of management or other partners or other shareholders. So transferability of shares takes place regularly, continuous basis. If you are not interested to stay in this company, you can sell your shares to somebody who is ready to buy. Perpetual succession means there is no end of life as far as this particular company is concerned. Okay. Advantage, disadvantage, we need not discuss here. Yeah. Kinds of companies. You can expect a question on this. On the basis of incorporation, you have three types of companies. Incorporation means registration. Registration in the prevailing country, in the country in which you are. Okay. What type of companies? Chartered companies. As on today, there is no chartered company in India, but earlier we chartered companies means companies registered under the British Kingdom and all. In statutory companies which are mm, made by Parliament with an act. Okay, like you can take the example of LIC. It is a statutory company. Okay, LIC is a company for which a draft is prepared and introduced in the parliament, and with the act of the parliament only, the company came into existence. Similarly, registered companies, all companies which are registered under Companies Act, earlier it was 2056, today it is 2013, are called registered companies. That is on the basis of incorporation. Similarly, on the basis of liability, companies limited by shares, companies limited by guarantee, and unlimited companies. On the basis of ownership, government company, holding company, subsidiary companies. On the basis of nationality, Indian companies, foreign companies. Companies established overseas, and if they are also establishing a company here, it is a foreign company. On the basis of transferability of shares, private companies and public companies. So public companies amount is invested by government. So there is no question of transferability of shares. In the case of private companies, your transferability of shares can be done at any point of time. So all these are again discussed in detail here. I was giving the examples like IFCI, IDBI, RBI. It's a special act. Companies limited by shares, company limited by guarantee. All these are there. Yeah, promotion of a company. So what is promotion? This is the very first step or very initial step before commencement of the business. So what you are going to do in the promotion? That is identification of opportunities, studying the feasibility, assembling the requirement, financing the proposition. All these are called part of promotion of a company. Then who is going to do this promotion? I was using very new words or typical words like feasibility, assembling, financing, proposing. All these are the initial stages works that are associated with the company commencement. But who is going to do this? The person who is going to do all these activities are called promoter. Person having the idea of doing the business, commencing the business, will come forward and do the various activity called feasibility study, assembling the requirements. Similarly, financing, that is procurement of funds, and proposition. All these will be done by a person or group of people who are called as promoters. What are the characteristics of a promoter? Conceive the I was just now saying, conceive the idea of the setting up a company. If you have an idea to start your own business and in a large scale, you are called as promoter. Make the preliminary investigation. You have to inquire about it. Brings together various persons who agree to associate with you. Anybody who is ready to associate with you with the same nature of mind, same nature of idea. Prepare various documents for incorporation. Raises the required finances. All these are the basic characteristics of a promoter. Then promotion of a company, you can see, in 4 types. Professional promoter means a person having an idea to start the business and do for his own purpose. Occasional promoter, who acts as a promoter but exists after some time, exit from the business after some time for the benefit. Then financial promoter, who invests money but not involves in the other activities. Managing agents as promoters, these are all like intermediary stage. Okay. Now, but this kind of promoters are not seen in India. You can see only in US based, most of the times US, and very few parts of Australia and UK. Documents required for registration of a company: MOA, Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association, prospectus. I think you have thorough knowledge about this because you have intermediate level and undergraduate level first semester also. These documents are discussed in detail. Basically, Memorandum of Association is useful. It is an important document of the company, useful to deal with the outsiders. And second one, Article of Association is a document prepared and used for the internal management. Means how to run the company, what are the roles, responsibilities, do's, don'ts of the people who are involved in the management. And prospectus is a document prepared uh, to circulate among the prospective shareholders. Like when you want to take admission in the in an MBA college, you will take the prospectus of the MBA college, in which they mention about the college name, when it was registered, what are the facilities provided, what type of specializations that they offer, and infrastructure facilities. Similarly, placement details, faculty details, etc. Means A to Z information will be given in the a small booklet, which they call it as prospectus. Similar document is prepared by the company when they want to raise finance from the public. డబ్బులు తీసుకోవాలి కదా కంపెనీ కావాల్సిన పబ్లిక్ నుంచి షేర్స్ అమ్మేసి తీసుకుంటాం. ఓకే, బట్ షేర్ హోల్డర్ ముందుకు వస్తాడా ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయడానికి అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ ప్రాపర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇన్ ది ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎ డాక్యుమెంట్ కాల్డ్ as prospectus. So these are the three important documents that are prepared by every company. Okay, memorandum and article association, they are like constitution. Okay, constitution to the company. And detailed discussion not possible. Just let me go through this clauses of memorandum of association. You will find clauses means subsections. Okay, name clause, registered office clause, object clause where the objectives of the company are written, liability clause. Similarly, name of the nominee clause, capital clause, association clause. These are the important clauses that you see in the MOA, Memorandum of Association. Similarly, articles of association is also there, and prospectus is also there. These are the important documents of a company. Now let me go through unit number 3, that is introduction to management. Again, here also, this is second part of business organization and management. Yeah, there are various definitions to understand what is management, but let me go through the third one, very interesting definition. Management is the art of knowing what you want to do in the best and cheapest way. This is the definition given by Edward W. Taylor. Okay, so there are other definitions also. Nature and features of management, objectives of management, functions of management. It is there in the syllabus. When we talk about the functions of management, different functions are mentioned or proposed by different experts, like Henry Fayol, similarly Luther Willig, similarly Hunz and O'Donnell. These are the management experts in the initial years, and they propose different functions. But we cannot discuss all the types of functions which are proposed by different people. But very important aspect of functions of management is Henry Fayol's principles. Okay, let us see what are the 14 principles proposed by Henry Fayol. Division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to general interest, fair remuneration to workers, effective centralization and decentralization, scholar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, esprit de corps. These are all the 14 principles proposed by Henry Fayol, and as on today also, these are considered as the very important principles when a person runs a business organization. Most of the principles not only applicable to business organizations, even to the other organizations like NGOs. For them also, it is very useful. Let us see what are the important principles. Division of work. In order to lighten the work and promote specialization, you need to divide the work and uh, do it in the business activities. Authority and responsibility should go side by side. Seek authority and fear responsibility. Similarly, discipline. Discipline includes two important aspects. Like one is obedience, other one is respect of authority. Okay. When the authority is not existing, or when the authority is not supervising, discipline also covered in the other form also called whether you are following the rules or not, which are framed and to be implemented in the company. So, in overall sense, you can say three important points as far as the discipline concerned: obedience, respect to authorities, and following the rules. That is observance of rules. Unity of command. That is, one person should receive order from only one superior. Example: I am the subordinate of the office. I am the junior assistant. If I receive orders from three people, four people, it is not highly impossible to work in the business environment or in the organization. That is the reason principle Henry Fayol principle number 4 says unity of command. Means as a subordinate, I should receive orders or work only from single superior. Unity of direction. There should be one head and one plan for a group of activities having same objectives. Means instead of having many people uh, starting implementing single plan, it goes in vain. So better to have only one direction to implement the plan. Subordination of individual interest to general interest means your individual objectives are not important. Your overall company objectives are very important. Means individual interest is will not be given priority. Always priority will be given to the general interest. Means company objectives only. Fair remuneration to workers. I need not explain this. Everybody can understand. Effective centralization and decentralization means a balance must be there between the what should be centralized as far as the power and authority and what should be decentralized for the smooth running of the business. It is also to be decided in the principle. And scholar chain refers to the chain of supervisors ranging from the ultimate authority to the lowest level. Means top level to bottom level, you will find different types of authorities or different types of workforces. So the from top to bottom, designing the ranks and their defining their functions is called scholar chain. Why to divide this? For effective communication. And order references to orderly arrangement of men and material. Uh, Actually, whenever we talk about the order, we feel that it is related to only men, or that is people, but it is also related to material also. Why to follow the concept of order leads to avoiding wastage of time, whether human resources time or material usage of time. So that is importance of order. Means order is not a GO. Order is the procedure to be followed. Procedure to be followed in execution of a particular activity in the business. Equity means justice and kindness. It encourages the workers to fulfill their duties. And stability of tenure means keeping the human resources for a period of time is always a good thing for the organization. Instability increases cost of selection, cost of training, cost of um, recruiting. All these will happen. And initiative, the power of thinking of a plan and successful implementation by the every individual. And last one is spread the corps. There should be cooperation and teamwork among the members of the organization. If it is not existing, then the entire business will be collapsed. Means teamwork should be done with the cooperation of the all employees. This particular aspect is called spread the corps. So I'm rushing through because of the not having much time, and the syllabus is very big, and I have to cover at least important aspect. Here I'm stopping. There are a couple of things like centralization, decentralization, uh, and yeah, that is the only aspect left in the discussion. I will be sharing these slides which covers the remaining part. Okay. You can go through on your own. If you have any doubts, you can share your doubts, or you can pose your doubts to the mail ID that I am mentioning here. It is available in the slides. At the same time, I will be sharing all the 125 questions links in the form of 5 links to both to Madam and Sir. In turn, they will be sharing in your group. Do practice those questions. No doubt, after attempting those 125 questions, you will be in a position to attempt any question that is coming out of this business organization management. Very much useful to your MCOM entrance syllabus. I was going through all the important textbooks and prepared those 125 questions. Thanks for the opportunity given. Thanks to Dr. Balavaskar sir, principal,
Thank
and
you, sir.
convener sir, and co-convener sir, and madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, stop screen sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I request all the students. I have posted a feedback link and attendance link in the chat box. You can just fill that link. And before closing this session, I would like to call Dr. Mallikarjun sir to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. So today we are Day-3. On behalf of Government City College and the particular Department of Commerce, we are very much thankful to today's resource person, Dr. Satish Kumar sir, for giving his valuable inputs for getting a good rank in MCOM entrance test. And Sir has covered all the areas and important core areas. And I request students go through this SAR material. Definitely will get good marks. And also, we are very much thank you, sir, for giving your valuable time and knowledge, information for gracing this program. Once again, I thanks to all the resource person for accepting our invitation. The students, you have any doubts, please ask the questions to Satish Kumar, sir, within within few minutes. Hello.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes.
This is Jashwant. I have a doubt regarding the joint stock company, sir. In context of the company, we have
Yes.
three types, sir. Registered and statutory company and chartered company.
Yes.
What is the difference between chartered and chartered company and statutory company, sir?
The statutory company is a company which is established with an act. Act is prepared, bill is prepared and enacted in the Parliament,
Yes,
Government
sir.
of India. Before that, you have chartered company. Chartered company is registered or established by king or kingdom of Britishers.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your doubt, sir. Thanks for confirming.
Okay, Joshua.
Yes, now she is having some doubt, it seems. She raised her hand. You can unmute and ask, ma.
Hello? Yeah, anybody?
Any students? And tomorrow we'll have a session with Sri N. Suresh Kumar sir. Sir will take a class on business law. At its important questions, so tomorrow we will discuss, and we join sharp at 6:55. And these videos also available in the YouTube. We'll also share the links. I think all of you download the hall ticket, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
On 19th onwards exam, sir.
19
Yes, sir.
19. So
19 morning session, sir. 9:30 to 11. Morning session.
So all are the center is an ION center, right? ION.
Yes, sir. ION Digital Center, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
And also, I think today I'll share this previous question paper, last year question paper, and also go through the previous question paper also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing, sir.
And tomorrow, your Suresh sir will take the class this month.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. And please fill the Google form.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. I'm leaving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
so much,
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, sir. Thank you, madam.
valuable inputs and accepting our invitation, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All the students, after filling the attendance link and join the WhatsApp link, you can leave the meeting.
Tomorrow, be sharp at 6:55.
मैम
Yes, ma'am.
इम्पोर्टेंट जो है वो लिंक सेंड कर रहे हैं
Yeah,
WhatsApp
yeah,
पे
yes, yes. Sir will share with us. We will share you in the group. You are there in the group now?
now only I joined this group.
Okay, we'll share it. We'll share it. Okay.
Okay.
Just fill that Google form which I posted in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Now we can leave.
Yes, you can, ma. You can. And those tomorrow you can join at 6:55.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir.
And better to ask your friends also to join the class. But tomorrow at least. I requested Gajendra sir.
Sir.
Sir, please close the recording, sir.
1 minute, sir. I think recording started by the madam. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Sir, I didn't do.
Thank you, Nagalakshmi ma'am.